And at the end of October, Houska Park will no longer be used for the unsheltered population. And today, Mayor Mitch Reynolds giving an update on the city's plans for the upcoming winter months. News 19's Bowen Kadrovich tells us more about what happens next.
Since April, the city and local organizations have been meeting weekly to develop a plan for the winter months.
The group of agencies that we've been working with were very clear that another congregate situation like we utilized last winter with the Econo Lodge was simply not acceptable this year. In fact, we were told in some ways that it did more harm than good.
Instead, the city will extend the Wisconsin Emergency Rental Assistance vouchers through next spring for families, along with other additional assistance.
The group settled on a multi-tiered process. It involved maximizing existing shelter space, identifying day shelters, diverting individuals to other indoor living spaces.
When asked how the city plans to move individuals out of Houska Park, Brian Sampson had this to say.
Everyone has their own barriers that may have prevented them from getting into housing. Everyone have their own goals and wants of what kind of housing, where they want. And so it's really trying to break it down from, we have this large number, but how can we really get personal and individualized with people that we're trying to partner with and find housing?
The mayor seconding that notion that housing is a long-term solution.
We need housing of all kinds, especially affordable housing, but housing of all kinds. Certainly, rental subsidies will help as well. But if there are no places for people to go, then they just simply can't get indoors.
Reynolds saying that this could be an emergency situation.
Based on the breadth of the crisis and the lack of progress in identifying winter shelter spaces, there's a very high likelihood that this winter will include dozens and dozens of individuals sleeping unsheltered on the streets of our community and surrounding communities,
with the possibility of an emergency decree this winter.
And I am ready to issue that decree when it becomes necessary to do so.
Reporting from Crosse, this is Bowen Kadrovich, News 19.
Now, some buildings Mayor Mitch Reynolds said could potentially be utilized for shelter in a state of emergency would be the Southside Neighborhood Center, the Northside Policing Station, and the Green Island Ice Arena. And when Mayor Reynolds was asked about the number of unsheltered population the city is dealing with, in response he said he could not play a numbers game.